Check. There we go. That was a great start. No mic. All right. Well, here we are. Sounds like... All right. Cool. I can hear myself now. Let me mute myself on this so that I don't confuse. All right, so that's working. So kind of have the setup going here. Just going to jump into it because I'm trying to figure this all out. It is like running 50,000 different jobs at one time. Shant always told me this. So this is just trial by fire, people. But anyway, whoever is out there, thank you. What the? John, are you in the chat? Holy moly. John, I can't tell you how much comfort it is to see you here. What's up? My first chatter, I will always remember that. John's... So what this is basically my last video of Wednesday Comics. Well, first of all, this is my first live stream, so I'm trying it out. But second of all, my last video of Wednesday Comics talked about the different comic shops I went to when I was in Paris. Excuse me. I was just in Paris for the week of Thanksgiving. So one of my goals was just to find as many comic book shops as I could, because I know that comics there are a different animal, and they celebrate comics very differently than they do here. Yeah, it's a comfort, man. Otherwise, I'm talking to myself, which is kind of nerve-wracking. But, you know, I knew it was going to be rough from the beginning. Everybody told me it was. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And John is here, so he'll take care of everything. I'm going to make you a mod immediately, John. Hang on a second. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Well, I'll figure out how to do that. Community moderation. How do you do this? Give me a second. Add. How do I find you? Do I need your URL? Let's see. No, I'm actually streaming through Ecamm, and I think I can. Let me see. I gotta find you somewhere here. I'm running on 2 monitors. Can I just do like @John maybe? Let's see. Nope. John, what is your... Do you know what your URL is? Or how do I make you a mod? That's star. Yeah. And here we are. Let's see. Let me try again. Here. Can I do this? Go to channel. Add as moderator. Oh, here we go. John, I think this is happening. I think this is happening. Let me know if you get the wrench. This is going to be an hour of me trying to make John a mod. Hopefully this works. Let's see. Close that window. Look at that. I'm getting your comments up there, though. How's that? All right. Is my sound okay? Anyway, I will go back to the whole purpose of this. Just let me know, John, if you can hear me all right. Oh, there's the wrench. I see it. We did it, folks. We did it. We did it. John is a mod. #1 mod. He is the best mod out there. As much as I've joined the different chats, I've run across John many a times, and you are so on it, my friend. You're an awesome mod for Sean's channel, and I've seen you mod for other channels too. How many channels are you a mod for, John? Let's turn this into a John mod channel. Yo! Dude, help! That's right. That's right. I was the groomsman. I'm still the groomsman. Chantal attests to that. But, you know, Chantal was really pushing me to put my name out there. I may regret that, but it can't hurt. And I can always revert back to the groomsman. What's up, Shant? This is exactly what you told me it was, which is awkward. Anyway, Shant is here. I'm gonna make Shant a mod. Wait, I can do this. I just did it for John. I can do this. Add, boom, boom. Yes, I did it. See that? I'm a pro. Anyway, sorry, John, just to give you a backstory. Like I said, I was in Paris, got to go to a bunch of bande dessinée stores, and was just blown away. I didn't even get through half the list of the stores I wanted to make it to. There was just too many. And I actually kind of nested at this one store that was literally like a block away from where we were staying. And it's in the video. I talk about it in my last video. And it was just an amazing store. I could have spent another week just in that one store alone. But anyway, let's just start. And, whoa, we got another dude in the chat, Comrade Sammy. How's it going, man? Welcome. Guest number 3. I love it. I could just sit here all day saying hello to people, but I won't. I've got to start streaming this and showing what I found. All right, hang on a second. Crafted a growing link database in a Java-based program. Did I miss something? Sorry, I did. As a mod, my career. Here we go. This is the beginning of that. As my mod career escalated, my RL went crazy. There we go. There's the thread. Comrade Sammy. I'm sorry about that. My bad. Lady Dude. We'll do that. My bad. But I appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Comrade Sammy, if you want to be a mod, what the heck, I'll throw you in there. Just give me a thumbs up and I will do that for you. Just because you showed up. And I appreciate it when people show up. It's a thing. All right. I won't belittle the mod thing too much, but I will start sharing with you guys. Okay, let me clear this out. I'm also getting over a cold, guys, so excuse the voice. All right, let me see here. Aha, see? Overhead setup. Check that out. Okay, let's start. All right, so like I said, I was in Paris, and I got a lot of books. I don't know how to mod. It's okay. If you want to try on my channel, I don't know how to stream either, so we can do this together. But I don't want to put any pressure. Just let me know if you're interested. I think it's just like hanging out and banning bots, which there are no bots here yet. But if a bot does appear, then my viewership will double. All right. So, whoa, is my voice too loud? Let me know if I'm clipping, you guys, and I can adjust that. John, you're talking a language that I really don't understand. And I appreciate that there are people out there that know way more about stuff than I do. I'm just talking about pictures. Does a Java-based program have pictures? Because that might help. All right, so anyway, I've got a lot of books to go through, so I will get to it. This first, well, check this out. Maybe you guys will appreciate this. Check this out. I can do this. Booyah. I love you, man. Okay. I'm breathing. Talking too much. All right. I'm good. We're good. All right. But Ecamm is really great because you get all these different setups you can do. So this one's with the little picture in the corner. Pretty fun. I can do one that's just no picture in the corner. We'll do picture in the corner for now. And then when I get tired of it, I'll switch. Or we can also do the side by side like you saw. Anyway, first book, Breathe. Yojimbot. I actually saw this. This one seems to be a hot property right now because I saw it in a lot of stores, kind of like in the new section. So I think that this book is, you know, kind of on the radar as far as the current cycle. And it's by an artist named Sylvain Repos. I don't know. I can't pronounce names properly in French. But the awesome thing is I noticed that he signed it here, which is cool. Anyway, this is volume 3. I debated getting all the volumes, but I don't understand any of them, obviously, because they're in French. I had a weight limit that I was dealing with, and I figured I looked through all 3 volumes, and this one seemed to have the most of what I wanted. But I love this striking cover because of the blue and orange complementary color combo, and it's really striking. Yojimbot, I mean, the first thing when I thought of it was like Usagi Yojimbo or Yojimbo, the Kurosawa, and with a T, Yojimbot, we're talking about robots here. So like, how can you go wrong? Samurai robots. I was super excited. Little sticker here, something about fighting like Street Fighter. Awesome. I'm sold. Trick is to breathe out and not just in. That's right. I'm going to pass out on live stream. So yeah, I'm going to laugh. Haha. Let's see. You guys are commenting. Awesome. I love it. All right. Comrade Sammy said she will give it a shot. So hang on to your hats. Here we go. Booyah. Comrade Sammy, you are now a mod. All right. Let's see. Oh my gosh. KSSS in the house. KSSS. I'm going to make you a mod too. This is just a mod party right now. Don't make me regret this, guys. Oops. That was not the mod button. That was the heart button. Didn't mean to do that. But I recognize you, KSSS, from Sean's chat, actually. So welcome and thank you for being here. All right. Are we all mods? Everybody is a mod here. All right. Okay. Everybody's saying, hey, happy birthday. I can't tell if people's birthdays are really birthdays, but you know what? Happy birthday to everybody. There you go. Does it feel good, Comrade Sammy? That's right. Wrenches are free, people. Wrenches are free. Everybody's a mod. All right, let's get into this. Sorry. Okay, so Yojimbot, robots, samurai. How can you go wrong? The artwork, the thing I love, and I wanted to bring up here was, oftentimes in American comics, and I'm going to just start flipping through just so that we're not paused on one page because I got a lot to get through. But oftentimes in American comics, we get scammed by the cover. And I've been definitely guilty of buying books just for their awesome cover art. But the one thing I noticed that was pretty consistent in French comics is that whoever is the main artist is doing the cover. And so everybody's saying, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And so that's awesome. And I think that's how it should be. I mean, I love a good cover artist like anybody else, but I really love that that there's a consistency there. Check out that as a title page. It's very cinematic, really awesome. So this kind of approach to color is throughout the book, and it's really impressive. Okay, I'm gonna hide my face now because I want to get you guys the full thing. But it just feels like you're watching an anime cartoon. There's often books out there that the coloring and the rendering is very much like a cartoon. This one felt different. There's another level to it. It wasn't so simplified. It still held on to graphic novel roots, which is amazing. Check out these designs. Really, really awesome. Watching my old videos, maybe this is common for many streamers, but you start realizing the same phrases that you say over and over again. And I tend to say really awesome, really amazing, incredible. So I'm sure that takes practice, but the paper on this is, I don't know if you guys can tell or hear, it's very, very thick and matte. So it's not that glossy. I think paper choice, it works, it's not all papers are equal. I know that Shant is super particular about his production for his book that's coming out, Nosfero. People drop that link in the chat. My buddy Shant, he has been a great inspiration for me for even doing this craziness. But I know that he is very, very, I don't want to say concerned. He is very particular about how the book is going to feel. His book is going to feel in your hands once you get it. So I appreciate that. Wow, look at that. I love the sound effects in this book. If you guys have questions about what I'm flipping or you want me to go back and show something more, just let me know. But I'm going to try and push through pretty quick. I love these like scan lines. You get the idea that you're looking, it's from the robot's point of view. I have no idea really what this story is about, but the artwork is awesome. And the action sequences are really good. Love that color progression. Holy moly. Is who I think here. What the heck? Cranberry Langers is here. I really appreciate you, Cranberry. Can I call you Cranberry? Because you have given me a lot of comments in my first YouTube videos. I appreciate your engagement. I'm totally modding you because guess what? Everybody's a moderator today. So congratulations. Welcome to the mod squad. You just got here on time. We're in the middle of this book. It's called Yojimbot, and just flipping through. I don't like sticky pages. You know what? I'm not sure what that means. I mean, I know what it means as far as the production, but I hope that's all it means. But yes, no, these are a really nice quality. A thicker paper, matte, very nice. Really works well for a hardcover format. Anyway, you guys get the sense of this book. Beautiful, beautiful book. I like it. Sorry, I like it because there's not that much dialogue, so I don't have to translate it. You can just get it from the action. And again, that's why I picked volume 3. I think volume 1 had more setup, and it involved more dialogue. Love these guys. It gave me definitely a Star Wars feel, mixing sci-fi and ancient Japan, but that's not a bad thing. I'm trademarking it, Comrade Sammy, Mod Squad. We're holding on to that. The trick is KSSS is nobody says anything. Okay? Nobody mention it to that lone person, because that would be bad. That would be awkward. And it's already awkward. So I appreciate it if you guys kind of keep the whisperings to yourself when that one person comes in. No, it's a good time right now. First stream, trying it out. Look at all these fighting and actioning. Really, really cool. I love it. I particularly love the robot designs. Now, if that isn't Star Wars influenced, I don't know what is. If this isn't Akira influenced, I don't know what is. Rocky Mod Squad. All right. Rock Mod Squad. Rocky Mod Squad. Had some black and whites. I am a huge fan of production, or seeing the process, and so this is awesome little addition to see here. I don't know, it seems like there's more volumes to come. I don't think that was the end of the story. Yeah, I think that's to be continued, I believe. So yeah, there's more to come, but this was Yojimbot. Actually was the very first book I bought there. I didn't even discover it when I was in Paris. I had heard about it while I was here stateside. You can actually buy it on Amazon. Surprise, surprise, it's a lot cheaper to buy it directly in France, but it is available here to get through Amazon. I think it's still the French version. I don't think there's a translation. But yeah. So if you guys want this, you can look for it in Amazon. All right, let's grab the next book. Hang on a second. Oh, okay. Oh, I love this one. So I had known about this artist, Cromwell, and this character in this book long time ago. Back in when I was working at an animation studio, I was producing my own web series called Joe Paradise. This was another web series that our company, I guess, had licensed to produce at the same time. And it's called Anita Bomba, based off of this graphic novel series by Cromwell and Gratienne. The amazing thing, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Robert Valley. He is one of the most incredible animator directors that I've met. He worked on Gorillas, Aeon Flux, oh my gosh, blanking. There was like a Beatles music video that he worked on. Anyway, look him up, Robert Valley. Incredible artist. And he's a good friend of mine. I'd consider him a mentor because I was just able to be around him at the studio that I was. So he was directing Anita Bomba, and he's perfect for directing this. But this artwork by Cromwell is awesome. So I actually they sold heavy metal produced versions that were translated in English a long time ago, I think early 2000s, and I have them. One thing I did notice, though, is that the reproduction on these heavy metal ones, and they're in English, so that's great, but the reproductions on these heavy metal ones there was like the contrast and the colors was a little bit off. So it's part of the reason why I picked up this version. And this one was a compilation of all the books that I have together. So, yeah, I grabbed this one when I saw it. I have a few other art books by Cromwell. I was probably going to talk about them in some future videos. But this, the glare on this is glare. Too much glare. Well, you guys can see here. Whoops. Well, my screen is just really loud. Sorry, I'm looking back here in the comments. You guys are awesome. Did I get a croissant? I did. I get many, actually. As you can imagine, the baked goods in France are unbelievable. The one thing that I really enjoyed and that my family really enjoyed was the baguettes. The baguettes there are the best. Every bakery there has one. And the amazing thing is they have what's called the baguette is traditionnel, which is the traditional baguette. And it's mandated by the government that it costs a certain price. I think originally it was like €1. When we went just this past week, past week, was €1.40, which is amazing. And the reason they did that was to keep it affordable, so that like the lower class could afford to get bread and eat and survive. Genius. And it's so good. So we would always get the $1.40 baguette. And then sometimes we wouldn't finish it and we would just go get another one the next day, a fresh one the next day. Why keep an old stale baguette? So anyway, that was our bread experience there. But yeah, all the baked goods are incredible. You definitely gain a few pounds walking around there just eating pastries all the time. They do. They absolutely do. Paris is my most recent experience. This is my second time going back. And I can't imagine anybody beating them as far as pastries. You know what? It's true. The amazing thing about French baguettes is they have that crust, but then the inside is so soft. And it's not the kind of crust that it's not like Dutch crunch where it'll like saw off your gums. I don't know. A lot of people like Dutch crunch, and I do sometimes, but yeah, sometimes I'm like, why do I want to destroy my mouth every time I eat a sandwich? Anyway, going back to Anita Bomba, that derailed fast. The artwork is really beautiful. And it's got this edge to it that I love. You can see why Robert Valley, working on Aeon Flux, Peter Chung's Aeon Flux, was tapped to work on this because it has that vibe to it. Excuse me, my throat's super dry. But also Cromwell does very, very nice ink washes to his stuff, which is beautiful. Okay, guys, talking about baguettes, awesome. I love it. I'm just trying to keep my eye on the chat and make sure I'm not missing anything. For Anita Bomba, there's also this nice limited kind of warmish palette. It feels really European, if that makes any sense. And then the blood, anytime there's blood, it's really this like vibrant red. Love it. Anita Bomba, on top of being this kind of hired gun assassin, she also has bombs, hence her name. And there's robots. I mean, just, you know, what's awesome about looking at a lot of bande dessinée is just to see how culture and the environment that somebody lives in influences the stories that you tell. So a lot of the environments in Anita Bomba, even though they're fictional, have this old world European feel to it. just the style, the characterization, it just feels European. I don't know if that makes any sense. What did I beat you to? What comment? I missed it. I'm sorry. Yes. There's definitely a warmth to it, an intentional warmth, even with such a limited palette. So this compiled, they have different editions or volumes. I think I had mentioned in my video that most of the floppies there are American floppies as far as the books. And it's got me a lot thinking, because predominantly the original work coming out of Europe and France are bande dessinée, or these graphic novel formats. Longer page count, bigger size, and hardcover. The floppies really are more of like an American format. And it's quick for us to say, poo-poo it, and I love how graphic novels are, longer story, you get more for your money, and yada, yada, yada. There is something to floppies, though. Something about that, like, quick, I don't want to use the word disposable, but, it's not as big of an investment. You get a quick taste. There's something to it. Like, I don't want to just discount floppies and say they're dead, which maybe production-wise and the cost margin, you can argue maybe it's a harder one to make money off of. Those of you guys who have produced books, can probably speak to that better than I can. But as far as just the format itself, cost aside, there's still something to it. Look at that, really amazing. I'm sorry, guys, for the glare. Tried to eliminate that as much as possible, but I can't really, with like glossy, not glossy, it's hard to kind of avoid it. But you can see. John, why are you poo-pooing hard crust bread? It's the best for soup. Okay, Anita Bomba. Let me just make sure I'm on the comments. Why is the color palette so limited? Good question. I mean, I think it was an artistic choice. It definitely sets a mood for, definitely sets the mood. And all of the books are like that. They slightly vary from like reds to yellows, all of the Anita Bomba books. And it just gives you this kind of warm, smoky, old world feel to it. Nice. Yeah. And you can find Anita Bomba English versions and French versions. You can find them online, like Amazon, eBay, etc. So definitely check it out. I would love to know what you think once you dig in. All right, so let me get the next book. Aha. So this book, did you guys see the movie The Valerian? That is a famous series in France and Europe. Mézières is the artist. Can I fit that? And a lot of people say that this influenced George Lucas for Star Wars. There's a little bit of a debate there. I think he even kind of made fun of Star Wars a little bit in one of his books, saying how they ripped him off. And I don't think it's in this book, but I've seen it in other words where I guess there was a ship he designed that was very similar to how the Millennium Falcon turned out. And so there was this whole thing of like, George Lucas must have seen it. And I think it is definitely a reality, because a lot of the elements that were in Valerian are in Star Wars. This kind of mixing of alien races and sci-fi and this adventure. This book is basically like an art book of Mézières. I have another book of his. He influenced Fifth Element, and this book I already had on my own. So this whole book is about his designs that he did for The Fifth Element, which was a Luc Besson film starring Bruce Willis and, oh my gosh, blanking on her name. Shant, help me. Help me. What's her name? You guys know her. Shant and I used to watch Fifth Element on repeat when we were in college. And I still think the movie is incredible. Yes, her name was Lilo in the movie. And the actress is, she's a model. Mila. That's right. Mila Jovovich. Am I right on that? Anyway, this was his designs for Fifth Element. And like I said, I had this book already. But this was kind of an art book that I found of his. Angoulême is a famous comic festival that's in France, in the town of Angoulême. I've heard a lot about it. I hope one day to make it there. So, this is the panel where I think he was making fun of Star Wars and how they kind of met. This is some Fifth Element stuff here. Yes, Mila Jovovich. Thank you very much. The cheeseburger. I love it. I love it. So Mézières obviously didn't just draw Valerian. He drew a lot of stuff. Incredible body of work. And this book was just like an art book of his stuff that I grabbed. There was a few of them. This one was the lightest and cheapest, which affected a lot of what I could bring home. I had a weight limit, guys, and I made sure that my kids and my wife, well, my wife had stuff to buy as well, but I made sure my kids' suitcases were as empty as possible because I knew I'd be filling them. And we pretty much hit the limit on each one of the suitcases because of my books. You'd be surprised at how heavy one book is. Oh, was there a blue? Yeah, possibly. I mean, Mézières definitely is a huge influence. He's right up there with, I wouldn't say as influential as Mobius, but he's right up there. Yeah, Shant is definitely a walking IMDb. He's my. If I went on that show, what was the show? Shant, help, where you get the lifeline. Shant would be my lifeline for information like that. Anyway, look at these awesome drawings. I love it. You know, Mobius, a lot of his artwork. This is a horrible generalization, but he used a thin line. And I love Mézières is more gestural, almost brush-like with his stuff. A lot loose. Some storyboards he did for a film. I'm not sure what the film was, but it looks awesome. Super inspiring. They did I guess a Laureline, which is part of the Valerian world, animated something or other. Seems like he did some concept work on. And there's a rendition of Tintin there. There's some pictures. Anyway, cool little... here's some of his books here. Ton of work. That's the thing, man. Like, we... who wants to be a millionaire? There we go. This is why I made all you guys mods, because you guys can be my brain as I'm streaming, because your brain disappears, as many of you know. One thing I was going to say is like, it is so hard, again, to produce a book. I wouldn't know. I haven't done it yet. But Shant can attest of how difficult it is. So it is incredibly daunting and inspiring to see the body of work that a lot of these European artists have produced. And I think part of it has to do with their culture really lifts them up and they're able to do it. They're able to make a living, but they crank it out and it's at such a high level. And that's why their bookstores are filled with work. It just makes me question, like, what are we doing wrong here in the American market? Or are we doing something wrong? There's great things about what we've produced here, but they're definitely in a different category. All right, next book. Oh, here's another. This is a fun one. Different change in gear. How many of you guys know the artist Peyo? And I'll give you one guess of what he created. That will be a no, John. I will not be painting my book like Shanth. Only crazy people paint books, hence Shanth. So no, I will not be painting my book. I don't know what I'm doing for my book. I mean, I have some ideas, but and part of this live stream here is just to get used to this world, because I think that eventually, producing the book, and just like how Shanth has done it great, how Eric Weathers has done it, Michael Bancroft, all those guys, Vaughn, all of them are doing it in real time and connecting with an audience at the same time. So that's very inspiring to me. I really see that as a benchmark for what I'm trying to do. So I'm just trying to learn and figure it out and get comfortable with it. And it's really frightening at times, and you got to get out of your head. And Shanth is constantly telling me to get out of my head. I don't know if I should listen to him because, yes, he is crazy. But you know what? I don't know if Peyo created the Snorks. I want to say no. If you guys want to look that up, I'm not sure. But he definitely created the Smurfs. And I used to love the Smurfs as a kid. And I only discovered the comics later in life. But look at that guy. That is a Smurf-tastic bio picture. Nice thing about this book is there is an English translation, which I haven't read through yet, but it's great. This book only cost me 12 euros. Look how thick that is. There's something about the way they produce books and the cost of them there that is different from America. I don't know why. But there was another book that he did, another art book. It was thicker, hardcover. And I think it cost like about 120 euros. And so I had pulled that one off of the shelf first. And then I ran across this one and I'm like, no, that's okay. I'll go for the $12 one because it's just as good. I think these were his early comics, which is really fun to see. There's already like, Azrael, early versions. I love, like I've mentioned a million times, I love seeing black and white comic art. I love seeing process. I love it when why I'm such a big fan of the artist edition books, and why I'm willing to plunk down a lot of money is just because you can see the mark making and the mistakes and the corrections. And that for me as an artist is incredibly inspiring. And it makes me want to do it. So this book really did that for me, for his artwork. It's really nice to see the craft and the art. I love what people can do digitally, don't get me wrong, but there is nothing that compares, for me, of seeing ink on paper as far as comics are concerned. Like, you can't beat that. Let's see. Rob Arnold. Ah, yes, Rob Arnold. You know, what happened to that guy? Shanth would know. I don't see him on streams as much. I don't have my finger on the pulse of all the streamers, just Shanth. But yeah, I don't see him that often. I feel like something happened. Hopefully he's okay. Anyway, I love this. I love seeing the white out there. I love the page like fading over time. The tape. I love that the the letters are inked on here, like the hand. I mean, that's crazy. Yes, it's easier and faster to do digitally. No knock on people that do that. There's incredible letters out there like Eric Weathers and, you know, many, many other letterers. But just seeing the hand done versions of it is incredible. You can see how he's already heading towards Smurfs here with this stuff. He's got in the same vein as like Popeye, Tintin. Felix the Cat. Yeah, that's definitely that world. Betty Boop. The Rob Hawk got off-centered. Everything went out of yeah, I guess so. It's kind of like Samson. He did he cut his hair and lost all his power, his strength? As a small child, I noted that the Smurfs wore pants but no shirts. This bothered me, not gonna lie. I feel ya. Then you think about Donald Duck, and he wore a shirt and no pants. So there's that. You know, that's the American way. Yes, except for Smurfette. That's right. She was special. Funny story is I actually got to meet the voice actress who did Smurfette. And much later in life, in her career, and she actually called me. She was trying to get work. I was working on that show that I was telling you guys about. I was directing that show, and she was trying to get work. I met her at a convention. She was super sweet. And she called my phone and left a voicemail as Smurfette. And I don't have it. I didn't get to keep that recording. I mean, I kept it on the phone as long as I could, but I really wish I still had that recording because it was Smurfette saying my name, which was pretty awesome. Here we go. It was the original Smurf pages. I loved seeing these colors. I guess on the backside. This is where Smurfs just start taking off. He has another property here. You guys get the idea. I won't flip through every page, kind of jump. But anyway, it's just a really beautiful book. Process. Inks. I can see it on the paper. Look at that. Would that fly today, guys? I don't know, but that was amazing when I was watching the show. Papa Smurf. Did Papa Smurf wear a shirt? I can't remember. Dagwood. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good reference. Yes. Wasn't she created by Gargamel? Man, I have not watched Smurfs in a long time. So, but I believe she was created by Gargamel because where did she come from in a world of all male Smurfs, right? Yeah. I wouldn't even Smurf it either, John. Shanth, how many paper cuts are you getting as you're packing up Nosfero? I would think because he's, like I was mentioning earlier, very particular about the paper. I think his paper cuts are going to be like, they would like cut off limbs based on the paper that he picked. Anyway, you guys get the idea. This book, beautiful. Love the end papers here. You can see the like the brush ink of the black. I love that. I really, really love that. I don't like seeing perfect art. I want to see process. All right, that was that Art of Peyo book. All right, what's next? Oh, okay. There's a series there. One of the things I was saying in my earlier video was all the different genres of graphic novels, bande dessinée, in these stores was unbelievable. Like you'd have a whole section on Westerns. you'd have a whole section on biographies, a whole section on science fiction. And there were deep sections. I'd say Westerns was one of the bigger ones, which is amazing. I love Westerns, but I'm not a huge diehard Western fan. And you would think, oh yeah, maybe a handful of books about Westerns, but there was a lot. Like, I guess it's a big genre in Europe. Maybe it's because it's American and it's kind of this like mythological genre for them. They didn't have Westerns in Europe really. So anyway, this book, Undertaker, is like a current one that's going on. And I didn't actually pick up the book. It was beautiful, beautifully done. But what I loved about this is much smaller. Let me see. Comparison to like a comic book size, right? I haven't read this yet. I don't know if you guys have been following Mark Millar's stuff on for Big Game, but it's a great book. Anyway, it's about that size, so almost like a sketchbook size. And but what I loved about this book, why I picked it up, was it's just a whole book of the rough thumbnails layouts of Undertaker. I guess I should have picked up the finished book, but to be honest, I love just seeing this process, and the fact that I didn't understand the finished book kind of turned me off to it. But I just love seeing this. It's like we have a copy of the guy's sketchbook for each page. And I love how he is thinking about the word balloons already as part of the artwork. I didn't care for Papa Smurf getting a red outfit. Well, you know what? I actually love that because it was almost like a badge that he was the leader. Just a clear visual badge. I got a beard. I'm the old wise Smurf, and I'm wearing red, and I'm better than all you guys. Shant has a lot of paper cuts. I'm sorry. Shant going to look like he ran through a briar patch. Yeah, I'm sure it's worth it, right? You can't. You got to bleed. When I get my copy, I want blood on it, Shant. Thick cuts to the bone. That's right. Okay, here we go. Gargamel made Smurfette to trick the other Smurfs who are all male, which suggests they don't require gender in order to reproduce, but that's a whole other kettle of fish. Yeah, but I would love to... I love that they didn't really harp on the issue. You just kind of bought it, like they're Smurfs. They're blue people. Awesome, Cranberry Langers. Thank you so much for stopping by. I super appreciate it. I really appreciate all your comments and likes, and thank you so much for being a supporter early on. Have a great rest of the day, and let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks so much for coming. Yeah, KSSS knows his Smurfs. Awesome one. Hey, hello. Familiar face. Hey, I don't know if you've heard Awesome One, but it's we're modding people here. If you want to be a mod, let me know. We call it the Mod Squad or the Rocky Mod Squad. Whoa, I lost my cursor, people. Ah, there it is. So let me know if you want to be a mod. If I've missed anybody, let me know. See you later, Cranberry. See everybody saying goodbye to Cranberry Langers. Good guy. Oh, Mr. Monkey Boy. Hello. I recognize you very much so from this chat, from Shant's chat, and also your awesome profile picture. Did you pick up the latest Grendel that came out? New version of Grendel. I think it's Devil by the Deed. I actually have the old version I picked up at a bookstore. Did I say hi to Mr. Monkey Boy? Oh yeah, I did. Sorry, losing my mind. Mr. Monkey Boy. Nice. You know what? You're going to be a mod too. Hang on a second. Let's do it. Did I make Awesome One a mod? I think you deserve to be a mod because you're awesome. Am I going mod crazy, people? I might be. But that's okay. You guys are worth it. All right. So it is Wrench Wednesday on a Friday. It's confusing, but it's good. Okay. Nope, I do old school Grendel. Well, you know what? I think he honored what he did in that original book. I don't know. I haven't actually picked it up, but I didn't appreciate Matt Wagner as much as I do now, just because he has stuck to his independent guns for a long, long time. One of the original independent guys. And yes, he's done a lot of mainstream work. But yeah, I really appreciate it. And I've been reading some of the older Grendel recently, his versions, the Pander Brothers. And so, yeah, I super admire him for what he's done, kind of the career that he's built. Everybody's part of the mod squad. Oh, I don't think I could do that. But you know. Anyway, this was the cover of the actual book, or one of the actual books. I think there's like 6 or 7 volumes. It's an ongoing. The thing is with these graphic novels that come out in France they're like ongoing things. I don't know, the more I start learning about that industry, I'll let you guys know, but I don't know how regularly the books come out, but I don't know. They're able to do it. It's pretty incredible. You're not going mod crazy. It's perfectly fine to have 99% of the chat as mods. That's why they created the super. Oh no. The super moderator. Holy moly. Okay, so that was the Undertaker book. What's next? Oh my goodness. So many books, guys. Oh, one of the stores that I was telling you guys about was called Book Off. And it was a used bookstore. I loved used bookstores. But this one had a tremendous graphic novel section. Overwhelming. And they have many branches. And I was overwhelmed because the books were so cheap. This particular book was in the $2 section. Can you believe that? It's like literally, standard bande dessinée size, production value, length, and it was $2, €2, which is like $2.10 right now. But I just picked it up because it looked beautiful, and it was $2, and it's kind of a horror zombie-ish story with kids, but I really loved the artwork in this. And that was actually something I wanted to talk about today. What are we at? Wow, we're at 11 o'clock already. Wow, already an hour. Woo, flying by. But what I wanted to talk about today was artwork. As an artist myself, always attracts me first to any kind of book. So the artwork's got to be good. It's got to grab you. One of the things I noticed when I was going through all these bookstores is like all the artwork was incredible. And I could have bought all the books, but I realized that I didn't want to. Part of it had to do with translation. Part of it definitely had to do with subject matter. So like, for example, there's these tremendous sections of all Western books. Each one of their artists, you would have think they were like the next Mobius. And yet I didn't want to buy them. And it's because, those particular Westerns didn't resonate with me. Or the way that they were telling the story, even though I didn't understand the writing, the way they were visually telling the story didn't resonate with me. Great artists, full color, everything. Like, you couldn't question their art. But there was something about it that made me go, I'll skip it. Or if I have limited funds or limited luggage space in my case, I decided to skip it. So kind of interesting when you think about creating your own book and that process of, it's not just about having good art. Story does matter. Writing does matter. And how you tell the story matters. And you'll find your audience, hopefully. But anyway, I thought that was really interesting because I would always just think, oh, art, good art, I'm buying it. But it wasn't the case all the time. Let me guess, you're drawing feverishly over there. Comrade Sammy, are you an artist? That's cool if you are. I'd love to see your work. Google Lens. Oh, for like translating? Yes. Yeah, I could. It's a little awkward. I mean, it's a little tedious, but yeah, if I wanted to know really what the dialogue is, I have used Google Translate, which is pretty incredible that we can do that in this day and age. We're all like, oh, the robots are going to take over, but dang it. Thank you, Google Translate, for helping me figure out how to buy a croissant. Took French my entire high school, can't speak it worth a crap. That would have been awesome if you said that last part in French. I love the French language, actually. It's so beautiful. I don't know what they're talking about, right? But just hearing them talk, it's so emotive and just there's some languages that are incredibly beautiful, and French is one of them. Comrade Sammy keeps her work under wraps for now, hopefully. That's okay, Comrade Sammy. Baby steps. I'm the same way. You should get to know Sean more so that he can razz you and get you to put yourself out there. So this was one book, Creatures. I'm going to pull up a bunch of other ones that I got from that same store. This was a series here. I found two of them. They called them, I don't know how you pronounce this, tomes. But it's basically volumes, and that's how they come out. And I was able to find 1 and 2 in this one. I like this one. It had a, I don't know, Blade Runner-esque kind of feel to it. The art is cool. When you take out the fancy coloring, it wasn't the strongest, but there was something about the mood and the sci-fi, post-apocalyptic vibe that I dug. So I picked it up. Les Chroniques de Centrum. Really cool. But just the amount of work, guys. Oof, I don't like that glare. But if I do the glare, you know what? Let's see. Can I do this? Is that better? That's a little better. It's a little dark, but a little better. This book is dark in general, so it might be hard to see. But you guys can see the idea. Super sci-fi, dark sci-fi feel. It's kind of a noirish. I love it. Love that noir feel to it. Does kind of have an Aeon Fluxy vibe to it. Influence. Let's see what you guys are saying. Mark Twain said something like, I went to France and I tried, but I could never get those fools to understand their own language. Oh, Comrade Sammy, I'm an inspiring artist. That's awesome. This is a great time to be an aspiring artist because there's just so much you can learn and that's at your fingertips. And the tools out there are unbelievable. I'm streaming right now, nerding out about French comic books to what's mostly a bunch of people I've never met before from, I'm assuming, all over the country. So that's an amazing thing. Anyway, you guys get the feel for this book. Pretty cool. Ending with a gunshot to the face. Always dramatic. What's going on? I don't know. We'll have to ask Google. And then there was another volume here. It's kind of dark, isn't it? That's better. Dark and moody, yes. I'm a long way from ever posting any art. It's okay. You know what? Baby steps. That's what I keep telling myself. I'm a long way from posting art too, but baby steps. Noir, very noir. I'm a big fan of Noir. The series I had mentioned earlier, the web series that I had directed and created, Joe Paradise, was super influenced by Noir. That's the kind of stories I love. I love sci-fi. I love noir. I say post-apocalyptic like every other word, and I love that. I love dark stories. I love stories that make you think, that don't have happy endings. So that book ending on a guy getting shot in the head, that's right up my alley. Pretty cool. The coloring in this is really nice. Very, very animated feel. I love this sequence. This woman walks into a bathroom. The guy goes in. Beat. He walks out. Another woman goes in the bathroom and it's all like bloody inside. So something bad happened. Bancroft is he sleeping? What time is it in Australia? It's okay. He's busy working on his awesome book. You guys put that in the chat. Links in the chat. I don't fault that guy at all. He's a hustler. Oh, pizza. Nice. Is it lunchtime? For you, maybe. Bancroft throne has been taken. Are we talking about the porcelain throne? What are we talking about here? Yeah, Google Lens can translate. Oh, were you not talking about the translate function? Or were you talking about the function of like it finding what an image is? It's pretty awesome. It's kind of crazy and scary, but it's also awesome. Did anybody see the Cybertruck launch yesterday from Tesla? That was like, what planet are we living on? It was so crazy, but I love it. I think Elon Musk is such a crazy, crazy guy. If anybody has seen that movie Contact with Jodie Foster, there was that super rich billionaire who like flew himself into space because he had brain cancer or whatever. And he could just do anything because he had all the money in the world. And he, at the, spoiler alert, at the point in time where basically Jodie Foster's research couldn't continue, he came in and self-funded her a whole new satellite to do what she needed to do, or a rocket ship to do what she needed to do. But that's who I always picture. I'm like, that is Elon Musk. I think that was like prophetic because that's who he is. He's going to fly himself to Mars and live there and kind of just throw money down at Earth. All right, let's see. 6 a.m. in Melbourne. Okay, so yeah, he's not awake yet. Or maybe he is. I don't know. That guy's always awake, it seems like. Oh, thanks, Shant. Yeah, I think it was one of the guys who worked on the production. He remastered it, quote unquote, and posted it on YouTube. It's old, but it's really old. I think it was from 2000, 2001, but it was fun. It was a fun thing. I should use it in an old comic I got from Hong Kong. They sold them in magazine format 20 years ago. Wait, I missed something. Google Lens? What did you talk about? Is it pizza? Sorry, I missed what you were talking about. Awesome one. This chat thing is no joke. You got to track it. My brain still gets messed up when it's 1 a.m. here and Bancroft opens his door and there's sunshine. You know, I told my daughter this, that it almost felt like a dream that we were in Paris last week because you just have one bad night's worth of sleep when you're going there and coming back. And then you're on the other side of the world. in a whole different culture with people who don't speak the same language that you do and live in that culture. It's really crazy. And I don't think humans were meant to travel that fast, which is why we have bad jet lag. But it's awesome that we live in this time that we can do that and be exposed to these kind of cultures. All right, let's see. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. Hopefully this isn't boring you guys. Check it out. This is fun. All right, let's go back. I know there's a lot of poo-pooing and whatever about Star Wars, which, yes, it's not what we grew up with, but when I saw these, I was like, wow, that's cool. European, I think these are European versions. At least the artist, I think, are European. So I don't know if these were ever released here. And if I'm not mistaken, these are about the original trilogy or other stories about the original trilogy. But check it out. Mike Baron wrote him. And then all the other artists and stuff are, I'm assuming, French. Based off of, I'm guessing this is based off of Timothy Zahn's stories. So this was really fun. Are you taking off, John? See you later, man. Thank you so much for showing up. I was so happy to have you here. I won't go much longer, guys. I will try and wrap this up sooner than later. But check out this fun artwork. Feels very Euro style, but Star Wars, which is pretty awesome. I never really collected Star Wars comics that much. I don't know. It's because that universe lives in cinema for me, as opposed to in comics, in TV. Every time I saw it in comics as a kid, even, I was like, well, it's not the same as watching it on the big screen. But I just love this rendition. Again, it was super cheap at the used bookstore, so why not? I think this is Thrawn. So definitely based off of Timothy Zahn's writings. Everybody's saying goodbye to John. See you, John. But I loved it. I loved it because it had a Euro feel. And if you didn't tell me it was Star Wars, even though it's obvious it's Star Wars, I would still pick it up for the art. Cool. So I picked up 2 volumes of this. Is 1 and 3. This is a new character. I don't know her, but you got speeder bikes. Can't go wrong with that. Again, Mike Baron. Stormtroopers. It's really fun. Kind of gives me like a Meglia vibe to the artwork. Do you guys know Meglia's work? Something bad happened here. It's nice to see like the original characters and then, you know, them kind of expand on those universes. Whoa, did you hear that? That was my stomach. Speeder bikes. Can't go wrong with those guys. All right. You guys get the picture? Star Wars. I don't know what that means. Something of the Empire. Okay. We're getting there, guys. We're almost there. Luke looks pretty rough. Yeah. He looked like it was like the Mark Hamill after the race car accident. Do you guys know about that? I'm sure you guys know about that. This was another book, another $2 book. Sillage. Got no idea. I love this book. I have no idea what the story's about, but I love it because of these designs. This is really a cool idea to put like playing card imagery on their faces and their masks. Were those Star Wars comics put out by Dark Horse? I don't know. It's a good question. Hello. I don't think I can. I don't think I can hold on that page. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I want to say no. I don't know. I don't know enough about all the history of Star Wars comics. The only reason I thought they might just be European only was because all the artists seem to be European. Not that they don't release the European versions in America, but there's tons of American artists who draw Star Wars here. And sometimes countries will do that. They'll have their own renditions by their local artists. Like I know they've done manga versions of Star Wars, which, yes, they've been released here, but I'm sure there's versions that we have not seen that are only in Japan. Oh, they were put out by Dark Horse. All right, well, and that was a waste of money. I could have gotten the English versions, but they were cool. That's cool. I'm good. Thanks for ruining that for me, Shant. Anyway, I love the artwork on this. It's really nice. Oftentimes with these books, I would look at them and go, man, I wish I would have loved to see a black and white version. Even though the colors are really great in this, I always love to see the black and whites. And I was, at one point in my trip, I was hunting for just black and white stuff. And you'll see in a couple of the books I'm about to show what I found. So this is kind of a cool series. Sillage. Panda people. Yeah. I thought they were actually panda people too. But then I noticed that they had the like card symbols like heart and spade and all that. So yes. So yeah, Cam Kennedy is one of the greatest American, or is he British? He might be British. Star Wars comic artists. But like I said, when I was looking through the artist name and all, they all seemed European. So that's what made me think maybe this was like your European version. This was kind of a cool change in pace. It's called Cobalt. Look at this style. Very cartoony, but like this is something I would picture finding in Angoulême, that festival I was telling you guys about. This is the kind of stuff that they really push, like Euro-centric. Got this weird cartoony face, but like, I don't know, it definitely has noir feel to it. The way they're doing shadows is like with pencil hatching, which is awesome. And I just love the colors, the limited palette, and the weird character designs. It's awesome. It's just so varied and different what you can get there. I believe Cam is British. Yeah. I think you're right. Olivia Vatine got me to pick that up back in the day. He did a story in the French Conan series, the Cimmerian Volume 1. Ah, okay. Anyway, this was such a cool style that I had to pick it up. No idea what's going on. Going to need to translate that later. But I love the shift in color palettes. It's kind of cool. Very limited palettes, but still used effectively. And then just the treatment of like the environments and the designs of the people just work really well together. Like I can almost see this in like stop motion designs. Really cool. And again, that noir detective vibe I love. This dude without his shirt on is awesome. So, and then speaking again of, just drawing, being influenced by your environment, like these buildings here feel very French architecture based. I guess if you're living in it, it's going to come out in your work. I think my first comic will also be exclusively in French. Do you speak French, KSSS? Or were you the one who's saying that you didn't remember any of French? Or was that awesome one? Sorry, getting guys confused. That would be amazing. Getting more into bande dessinée. I like them. I like them a lot. Great. I'm glad. Okay, I got 3 more books, guys. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get through this. Thank you for sticking around. Please like and subscribe. 8 people watching. Wow, that's 8 more than I thought. Let me see. Do I need to back out of this a little bit? Is this too close? I mean, you guys can see. I think you're all right. I got to back out for one of the books. Well, yeah. Let's see. Can we? Oh, there we go. All right. So this is. No, I don't speak French. I'll just hire a French Cajun. Oh, are you from Louisiana? That would be awesome. I used to live in Louisiana, and I have good friends that are from Louisiana. Speaking of good food, my goodness. I hope your book will be about Cajun food. All right, so this is, this is a part of my stream. I'm going to try something else. Get ready. So this is obviously Don Quixote, a French version of Don Quixote, by the brother artists Paul and Gaëtan Brizzi. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with them, but they are they have worked in the animation industry quite a bit. They're known for their work on Hunchback of Notre Dame and Fantasia 2000. They did that whole sequence that was like the new version of Night on Bald Mountain with the bird, the flaming bird, and they're just incredible artists. I'm not sure if they're twins or not. I think they are. Anyway, they're incredible artists. Thank you, Comrade Sammy C. Worth the wrench. Like and subscribble. Just found an old Paul Walker Disney movie unopened, 8 below. Must have been on discount bins. Christmas stocking stuffer. All right. Random. I love it. So anyway, Paul and Gaëtan Brizzi have done amazing work in the animation industry as directors, designers, animators, but they also do graphic novels. And so I just did a little research and check this out. Let's see if I can, where is it? Oops. I think I got to move my cursor over here. There we go. Check it out. I'm doing a screen share with my website, guys. So they have their own website, Brizzi Brothers, and you can see some of their work. There's the Fantasia 2000 work I was talking about, Hunchback work. They've worked on a lot of feature films. Look at that. Very moody, and they've got pencil mileage, these brothers. I always am curious about either brothers, like the Pander brothers, the Coen brothers that work, or just siblings, I'd say, like the Wachowskis that work together. I always wonder, like, when one stops and the other one begins, like how that happens. Shant has twin kids. Do they ever work together? And if they do, how does that work? There's some sort of like mind meld going on there. Anyway, you can see their work here. Check out their website, Brizzi Brothers. These are the guys that did this book. Whoops, I just lost it. Whoops, how did that happen? Is Dawn a true story? I'm sold just on the cover of this Don Quixote. Wait till you see the insides. Is Dawn a true story? I don't think so. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think so. I think it's just a classic. All right. Let me go to this. All right, so look, this book was one of the more expensive ones I picked up from the owner. $20. But $20, come on. It's ridiculous. Look how thick this book is. It's super thick. The funny story with this is there was a guy, I picked it up and I had it in my pile. I had a huge pile. And there was a guy who came up to me and he was like, "Oh, can I look at that book?" And he spoke to me in English. I was like, "Sure." And he looked through it, took some time looking through it. He's like, "Are you going to buy this book?" And I'm like, "Yep, it's in my pile." And he said, "Okay." And then he came back like a few minutes later. He's like, "Are you sure you're going to pick up this book?" And I'm like, he's like, "Are you really sure?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he was super nice, but I was like, I'm not letting go of this book, dude. And this is why. Look at these drawings. Crazy. Shant says, twins are wild. There's definitely a connection that only twins know. Yes. You know, the funny thing with Shant is I've actually seen his twin in the wild many times. I've sent him pictures of his doppelganger. He's got a lot, you would think. It's frightening. Shant, are your twins with Bancroft? That is even more disturbing. Anyway, look at these drawings. So expressive. You can see why they worked on Hunchback. They just look at the, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of glary, but look at the, this is pencil. That's incredible. Like, that's incredible mood and just value study right there. Beautiful. These guys are the real deal. So yeah, this is the whole story of Don Quixote. It does feel like they use, it's interesting, they don't use traditional panels. They have panels, but they're not really panels. And it does feel like a storyboard. I mean, they've got animation on their brain, so you can't deny that. Then they add some color. Super awesome. They are with Bancroft. Wonderful. They're with the white Shant. As long as your wife's not with Bancroft, you know, I think that's okay. Just that your kids are. Anyway, this. You can see now why I did not want to let go of this book. And to be honest, it wasn't a hard book to find. I saw it in other bookstores, like sold at full price. But I think maybe just because it was at the used bookstore, the guy wanted it so badly. I don't know. Maybe he was a famous director who was going to hire these guys, and I just stiffed him. But they have these like panels, like storyboard panels, which are pretty minimal. You know, I mean, the characters are well rendered and beautiful acting and expressions. Minimal backgrounds, and then they give you these like boom. It's like full on spreads, pencil renderings. Speaking of doppelgangers, there was a study done on real life doppelgangers. It turns out a lot of times they actually are related. Wow. I think I saw some like video where I think they were using like computers to match people's physical features, and then they flew them to like meet each other or something like that. It was pretty wild. Anyway, you can see I love these guys. And I love that they added color here. I can't imagine how many pencils they went through to produce this book. I did hook up with a girl who was born on my birthday. Sadly, that wasn't enough, though. Yeah. You know, I don't know if that's a good way to find people, to hook up with people. It's just birthdays. I guess it would limit it for you. Definitely narrow it down. This whole fight sequence here, I think this is where he fights with the windmill, but they personified it, these giants, because that's what Don Quixote thought he was seeing. We did all in color, which is great. It's a great choice. Oof, look at that perspective. Amazing. I've just flipped through the first third, but you guys get the idea. Here's more rendered out panels. Very moody. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. Oh, just had a friend text me. Said, sorry, I missed the stream. You know what? We are still on. Come on down. Mr. Monkey Boy says, my favorite French artist is Francois Chuiten. I'll have to check him out. Oh, hang on 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Just had to close the door. All right. Anyway, you guys get the idea. It's just an amazing book. Look at these amazing spreads. Yeah, this book was worth it. Good thing you did not let that guy talk you out of it. Yeah. Like I said, he was super nice. He wasn't being a jerk about it. But I also knew, like, I ain't letting this go. And he could find it somewhere else. I didn't feel so bad when I saw it still on the shelf. It's not like it's out of print. It's like a movie in book form. Exactly. Can you imagine if the movie looked like this, though? Not like, oh, this is just concept art or storyboard art, but if it looked like this, that would be crazy good. Ooh. Very nice. They're like, we're about to end the book. We're going to go full render on every panel. It's awesome. Yep. Yep. All right. And then this beautiful, beautiful subtle panel at the end here. That's sad. I haven't looked through this book yet, and that is really sad. See, that's the power. That's the amazing thing about comics. Just the kind of stories you can tell, the way you can tell them, the format, everything. It's just as wide as your imagination can be. And it can be so many different things. And I feel like comics get such a limited... I went to a talk about Bay Area comics and the whole emergence of the comics code in the 60s and 70s, which really put us on the path of that American comics were superhero comics. Don't get me wrong, I love superhero comics. You know, I grew up on superhero comics. That's what got me into comics. But the rest of the world didn't have that. And Europe and Japan were able to expand to do comics about anything. And like I said earlier, that's what I realized when I was walking around these bookstores was how incredible it was to see the different genres that comics could be and just all the different stories they could tell. In my Wednesday comic video that I did about the bookstores, I showed there was one comic I found that was about Freud. I didn't buy it, but it was an amazing book. It looked amazing. There's too many penises in it. That's why I didn't buy it. But it was an amazing book. And it was right next to a book about Quentin Tarantino. Like, what? Like, you're doing a comic about Quentin Tarantino? But, you know, it was really incredible that range can exist. You know, I just realized that the different views hold different comments. Right? I could see this as a movie, Disney Eat Your Heart Out. Yep. The Windmill One. Yep. Well, back to the salt mine. Glad you enjoyed Paris. Found wonderful new things later, taters. Thanks a lot, Mr. Monkey Boy. I'm wrapping up here. I got 2 more books, guys, and then we're wrapping it up. Sorry for this went a little longer than I thought, but You know, that's how it goes. All right, let's get to it. Second to last book. Some of the... let me read this out. Some of those in that Freud book were just cigars, I'm sure. Sure. Tell that to my wife. All right. Did you stay with Mel's family? No, I didn't. Actually, I don't know Bancroft that well. I know that his wife is French, though, so that's probably why he's a huge bande dessinée fan. So this book, I actually found out about this book from another YouTube channel. Oh, I'm going to do that. The thing I do. Here we go. Another YouTube channel that, and I highly recommend you guys check this out. The YouTube channel is called BD Deluxe. And basically they do flip throughs of bande dessinée. And I was subscribed to this channel already. And then when I found out I was going to Paris, I was like, oh, I should look at this channel and see if I can find some of these books. And this was one of the books that they advertise, or that they do a flip through on, called Carbone and Silicium. I have no idea. And so, yeah, so I saw them do this flip through of this book, and you guys can watch that on your own. But it looked like I was like, hey, I want to try and find this book. And let's see. I did. They actually had an exact volume of this in color, but like I had mentioned before, I was on the hunt for black and white versions, and they had the black and white version, or the noir version they call edition. Oops. Sorry, it's out of focus. Edition or noir. And I love it. Was this the story for the show Carbone? No, are you talking about Altered Carbone? I don't think so. Altered Carbone is the Philip K. Dick show, I think. Oh gosh, can you guys hear that? That's super loud. I'm going to have to end soon, because if the noise is loud, can you guys hear that? Oh dear. Hang on one second. Sorry, things are about to get complicated, so I'll go quick. Anyway, this was basically compiled the whole series, but in black and white form. And I could have bought the book that was all in color, but again, black and whites just do it for me. Whoa, Cranberry, you back? Yeah, I'm going on too long if we like cycled back. Did I go for 24 hours? Is this a 24-hour stream? Anyway, look, check it out. San Francisco. Pretty awesome. Ah, shoot. Can you guys hear that? No comment. Yeah, welcome back, Cranberry Lingers. That's awesome. Glad to see you again. The Terminators. No. I don't know I don't know if this series is based off of. If it's based off of, or it's an original series. I don't read French, so I don't know. But it does have that feel. I mean, any kind of post-apocalyptic, android, future, sci-fi, you're going to have some of those concepts overlap. One of the stories I'm working on, similar. Let's see. Terminators, welcome back. Everybody, I'm back. Cran is back. He is back. 72 hours. Wow. Okay. That's a lot longer than I thought. But hey, thanks for everybody stopping by. Cran got his food and drink and is back. Oh. Oh. Yeah. You know, there's cleaning going on. It's okay. We got to keep the house clean. Unfortunately, it's right over my head, so that's why my mic is pointing up towards my mouth and then picking up the sound above my head. So sorry, guys. Either that or a vacuum. Yep. It's either I'm gonna face the end of my life with a Terminator, or somebody's gonna hand me a vacuum. Anyway, the cool thing about this book is I think each chapter is a different story, or each volume is a different story. They do this nice like reverse printing with gold, which is kind of cool. Cool effect. File that away. But it seems like each one is a new story. I love this. This kind of influences the story I'm writing right now. So pretty cool. Very cool art style. Very indie. Not traditional. Not what you would expect from a European flavor. A lot. You can see how deep the influence of like Hergé and Mobius is on comic book artists there, because like every other person there draws like them and draws as good as them in the style of them. But it's nice to see kind of a totally different style come out of the left field here. And just the body of work is unbelievable. Mel mows lawns. It's only natural to make the wife do all the work at the house. You know what? These days, I'm actually more Mr. Mom. My wife is working her butt off at her job. I am also working, but I get to work at home, which is really nice. So, you know, I got to do a lot of the like driving around, Uber driving, grocery shopping, cooking a lot more than I did before. But that's okay. That's okay. We all do what we can to keep the family running. Like mow lawns, like Mel. Clean house is good. That's the kind of person doing that. Yes, very much. Looks great. My house or the book? Both? Maybe. So everyone is a cyborg or ghost in the shell. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of that. I mean, that's in our collective psyche, I think. And it's why those works are so seminal, because they tapped into something that we all kind of feel and can connect with. Ugh, look at that page. That's awesome. Thank you, awesome one. I try. I really try. But then I do these kind of crazy things like this that I only told my kids that I was streaming. I didn't tell my wife. She'll be like, what? What is that? I can't imagine all these guys and gals who are like, you know, active streamers. I can't imagine what their families think. I know they're supportive. A lot of them are supportive and are part of the business, but it's kind of weird. It's really weird. I tell my kids, I was like, I got 37 subscribers, guys. And my daughter looked at me and she kind of gave me this look and she was like, that's so adorable. All right. So that was Carbone and Silicium. Last book I got is, I got to flip my lens and you guys will appreciate this one. Last but not least, let's see. Let me get the bigger lens here and then we'll wrap it up. So wider lens and this view just to fit in all its glory. So here's the comparison size. Jodorowsky Mobius's Inkle in black and white. I know they produced a version of this, a black and white version of Inkle that you can buy in English. But the awesome thing is the size of this. And I don't know if they've done this in English. I can't even fit it entirely in my camera. I guess I could back out a little bit. Let's see. Just a little bit. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't want you to, yeah, I don't like you to see. This is weird. So we'll go in a little tighter here. Let me just adjust that. That's good enough. I can go up north a little bit. There we go. I haven't seen your house yet. I assume it looks more like a cyber dystopia. You'd be surprised. I would be super psyched if it was a cyber dystopia, but it's a little bit more tame. Yes. So this is volume 1 of 4. I actually really debated. This was one of the more expensive books I bought. And I really debated buying all 4 volumes, but I thought, I can still buy the English version, black and white, cheaper, all this kind of stuff, probably for the cost of one of these books. So I just decided to get the first volume because I love the size. And here we go. And the reason I like the size is just to look at the mark making. I can actually zoom in for you guys to see the mark making. Well, that wasn't that good. Oh. Sorry. Maybe you're getting a little... Maybe let's just go back to my first plan. Sorry about that. But it's just awesome to see. I'm assuming this is closer. I mean, it's definitely closer to at size than the black and white version you can get in America. I don't know if it's at size for Mobius. Whoop, let's skip that page. But it's just awesome to see his pen work, the hand lettering, and going back to the original book that we were looking at, the paper quality is super thick. It's almost like on Bristol, or a version of Bristol. So let me skip those pages because we could get in trouble. But it's just awesome to see. Look at the amount of lettering. And again, this is all hand lettering in here, which is really great. Let's see. Someone says, Camel's wife, I'm guessing, is having him quit streaming late next year. Really? Wow. That's too bad. If it was a cyber dystopia, be careful the cyborg with an American flag. He's dangerous. Yeah. Yeah. Mark maker, make me a mark. Make me a mark as fast as you can. Interesting thing is, I don't know. This feels like, I don't know if you guys can see it. This side feels like a little bit more blown up. Like the marks are thicker, the lines are thicker. I'm not 100% sure why. If that's how the originals were, or if he blew it up, because then they're like really thin on this page. Anyway, you can see why I picked up this book. I have many copies of Inkle, and I've seen many versions, but this one, black and white, at a big size, was something I couldn't pass up. It was the biggest book I brought back, and it was worth it. Meta Baron. So cool. Such a cool design. Yeah, it's really awesome. Look at that. I love seeing that up close. It's amazing. So there you go, guys. That is my last book to share with you. What a journey. I can't believe you guys stayed this long. American Cyborg movie piqued my interest in sci-fi as a kid. The Van Damme one? Is that the one? That one was amazing. That was really part of my childhood. A-roll it and mark it with a B and put it in the oven for the baby and me. Absolutely. Cranberry Langer's always bringing the culture to chat. Yeah, Meta Baron's awesome. I will admit that a lot of the time I get confused. It's so like philosophical. I'm like, wow. But the artwork keeps me there. The designs keep me there, and the world keeps me there. Look at this nice little back cover. So anyway, I guess I'll wrap up here. Thank you guys so much. everybody that's here, all the people that I modded like a banana, like bananas this morning. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for joining me on this weird, crazy adventure of trying to live stream. Thank you, Shant, for pushing me to try and do it. Ciao. Thanks. Awesome one. Destro. Oh, yeah. The Meta Baron. Yeah, it does definitely have some. Destro is definitely influenced. Or looks like there's some influence there. Ciao. Now we're Italian. Amazing. God bless. Same with you. Encore, encore. You're lying. Nobody wants an encore of this. This is too long. I like the death. I like the misery. See, that's more of what this is about. Thank you, brother. Shanti, you have been such an encouragement to me, like a barbed wire. But I really appreciate it. And you need to surround yourself with brothers and sisters to push you out of your comfort zone a little bit. And Shant has definitely been that for me. So I really appreciate it. Wouldn't be doing this without him. Maybe that's a good or bad thing. I don't know yet. Makes sense. Shant lives near a graveyard. Yes. He just can roll. He'll just roll straight into it. You're welcome. Congrats on your first stream. Thank you, Cranberry Langers. I hope to see you again soon. Great stream. Keep it up. Thanks so much, KSSS. Comrade Sammy, fun stream. Avita Zane. We got some Germans here now. And thank you, Comrade Sammy. Sorry, I thought you were a dude. I'm all set now. Anyway, I will catch you guys on the other side. I am behind on my Wednesday comics videos because I did all this for the French stuff, but we'll figure it out. Might skip a week. But anyway, subscribe, tell all your friends about it, that we had a good time here, that we spoke different languages, and we talked about baguettes and Smurfs and sometimes snorks. I meant encore as in other stream. Au revoir. There we go. We're back on the right track. Thanks, Cranberry Langers. All right, see you guys later. Wait, how do I end this? Oh, finish. There's a big button here that says finish. All right, see you guys later. Thanks again for sticking by, and I'll catch you on the other side.